The Case of the Secret Silver by Day Williams continued. We go to chapter 5. I'm tired, Jennifer, Jake said. He was pedaling behind Jennifer up Highway 341 by a mining rig and a shack. Underneath his blue bicycle helmet, his face was as red as a spring apple. Jennifer looked behind her as she pedaled up the hill. A little farther, she said, to the top of this rise. Don't know if I can do it, Jake said. Put your bike in a lower gear. It's the lowest gear I have, Jake said. Jennifer, reaching the top, got off her bicycle and put the kickstand down. We made it, Jake. He didn't answer. She looked around. He wasn't there. She looked down the hill. Jake was several hundred yards away down the hill, and a white-bearded, gnome-like man was approaching him, a hatchet in his hand. Chapter 6. Jennifer jumped on her bicycle and raced down the hill. Watch out, Jake, she hollered. Use your martial arts on him. She was determined to get there before the man chopped Jake up with his hatchet. She screeched to a halt by the two of them, threw her bike down, and yelled from the middle of the road, her hands on her hips. You take your hands off, Jake. The bearded old man and Jake were deep in conversation when she yelled at them. The old man looked up and smiled. Jake glanced at her and looked back at the old man. That's my crazy sister, my stepsister, he said. If I may say so, young lady, said the man, you had better get out of the middle of the road. He pointed at the truck that had halted on the highway, waiting for her to move. Oh, Jennifer said. She picked up her bike and parked it on the side of the road. The truck grunted into gear and rumbled up the hill. As I was saying, the man said, the lore around here is that old Mackie had a stash hidden somewhere. What are you doing with that axe? Jennifer challenged the man. The man chuckled. I'm chopping wood for winter, he said, pointing to a stack of wood beside his cabin. He wore a red plaid shirt, work jeans, and cowboy boots. Now, as I was saying, old Mackie was born poor as dirt. He was an Irish immigrant, treated like an outcast when he grew up. Did he ever learn the martial arts? Jake asked. He could hold his own in a fist fight, the old man said. The man rested his hatchet in the dirt. When a man is born as poor as old man Mackie, he remembers what it's like. The story goes that he planned ahead. He figured that if he ever lost the fortune he made on the big bonanza, he would have a backup fortune. So he stored 1,000 silver bars somewhere in Virginia City. That's the legend. How do you know this? Jennifer asked. John Mackie was one of the richest men in the world, young lady. He had many servants. Servants talk like anyone else. I told the tale the way I heard it. How come they didn't tell us about this at the museum? She asked, taking notes in her detective notebook. They probably don't know about it at the museum. Your brother tells me you want to be a detective, Missy. I don't want to be a detective. I am a detective. I look for clues. I put them together like a jigsaw puzzle, like solving for X in an algebra problem. You can learn a lot by talking to people, sometimes more than what you learn in a museum. I found something at the museum, she said. Do you know if there was a Lawyer Bell in Virginia City while John Mackie was here? Lawyer Bell. The man stroked his beard and looked thoughtful. I never heard of a Lawyer Bell, and I've lived around here all my life, except for 2 years, courtesy of Uncle Sam. I need to find out about Lawyer Bell. I need to know where his office was located, Jennifer said. I mean, when John Mackie lived in Virginia City. I'm sorry, I can't help you, the man said. He reached into a pocket and pulled out a strip of beef jerky from its wrapper. Would you like a piece? He asked. No, Jennifer said. I would, Jake said. Please. I need to build up my strength for the rest of the ride to Virginia City. The man handed a strip to Jake. Thank you, Jake said. Are you sure you won't have some? The man asked. I'm sure, Jennifer said. She kicked up the kickstand on her bicycle. When I was a detective on stakeouts, my partner and I would have beef jerky to keep our strength up. You did? She asked. She wheeled her bicycle over to him. I might take one strip, she said, if you don't mind. Don't mind at all, he said. He handed her a piece. Jake said, We have to get going now. Godspeed, said the man. One more thing, he said. The mines around here are as dangerous as wild animals. Don't go into any of them. Watch out for any place underground around here. He put the hatchet back on his shoulder and started back toward his pile of firewood. Jennifer noticed that he walked with a limp.